Arsenal entered the second leg in Paris with a burning desire to turn the tie around. They did not come to sit back or wait for their opponents to make mistakes. From the very first whistle, Mikel Arteta's men pressed high, trying to pin Paris Saint-Germain deep in their own half. Martinelli and Saka repeatedly tested Hakimi and Mendes with blistering runs down the wings, forcing the home defense into a series of early mistakes. In the first 10 minutes alone, Arsenal managed 3 dangerous attempts on goal. Timber delivered a pinpoint cross to De Condré, but his header narrowly missed the far post. Martinelli twice forced Donnarumma into outstanding saves, denying the Brazilian with sharp reflexes. The closest call came when Odegaard unleashed a powerful strike from distance, the ball curling towards the near corner, only for Donnarumma to stretch his fingertips and push it away. But Paris Saint-Germain is not a side that breaks easily. They understood that absorbing early pressure was the price to pay for their counter-attacking opportunities. In the 17th minute, Kvaratskhelia cut inside from the left, shifted past his marker, and unleashed a curling effort that struck the Arsenal post with Ramsdale beaten. It was a stark warning that even a momentary lapse could be fatal. That moment came soon enough. In the 27th minute, from what seemed like a harmless situation, De Crij lost the ball and then fouled Kvaratskhelia just outside the box. Fabian Ruiz stepped up and, with a moment of pure brilliance, unleashed a thunderous strike. The ball flew like a missile, drilling into the back of the net past a helpless Ramsdale. It was a goal of the highest quality and a harsh reminder that expected goals are not what decide matches. In the second half, Arsenal pushed forward with renewed intensity. They pressed high, moved the ball quickly, and probed for gaps in PSG's disciplined defense. Yet for all their possession and promising build-up play, they lacked the cutting edge in the final moments, the decisive touch needed to finish off their chances. And in football, sometimes a split second of hesitation is all it takes to turn dreams into despair. Arsenal came agonizingly close to completing the comeback, but individual mistakes shattered their hopes. In the 72nd minute, Thomas Partey, usually so composed, was caught dwelling on the ball just outside his own box. PSG pounced with Dembele laying it off to Hakimi, who curled a precise, right-footed strike into the far corner, leaving Ramsdale no chance. The score moved to 2-0, and with it, Arsenal's last flicker of hope was extinguished. Yet Bukayo Saka, the beacon of hope for millions of Arsenal fans, once again sparked life into his sight. In the 76th minute, after a bold interception from Trossard near the PSG box, the ball was whipped across the face of goal. Amid the chaos, Saka found himself in the right place at the right time, poking the ball into an open net as Donnarumma sprawled in vain. The score was cut to 2-1, the away fans erupted, and belief flickered once more. But just as quickly as hope returned, it slipped away again. In the 82nd minute, Carlos Fiore whipped in a dangerous cross. Donnarumma misjudged it, coming off his line but failing to make contact. The ball fell perfectly for Saka, who had all the time and space he needed to fire Arsenal level. But his shot, struck with just a touch too much power, soared over the bar. Drawing groans from the Arsenal faithful, it was a golden chance, the kind that comes once in a lifetime, and it slipped through his grasp. The final whistle blew, with Paris Saint-Germain victorious, booking their place in the Champions League final in Munich, where they will face Inter Milan. It will be more than just a clash of clubs. It will be a tactical battle between some of the sharpest minds in European football. Luis Enrique showed his tactical mastery by abandoning his usual possession-based approach, instead conceding control to Arsenal and exploiting the spaces behind their high line. With a flexible 4-3-3 formation, the midfield trio of Ruiz, Neves, and Vitinha constantly rotated, breaking Arsenal's pressing lines and launching dangerous counterattack. Hakimi, who successfully shut down Martinelli in the second half, did more than just defend. He sealed the win with a calm, curling strike that showcased the quality of a modern fullback. In goal, Donnarumma once again proved why he is one of the world's best, pulling off a string of crucial saves against Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka. For Arsenal, while Martinelli and De Condré played with relentless energy, constantly pressing the PSG backline, they lacked a true finisher to convert their chances into goals. In a Champions League semi-final, failing to take those moments can be fatal. Thomas Partey returned to Arsenal's starting lineup as the anchor in midfield, providing balance and freeing up Declan Rice to push forward. In the first half, Partey was solid, linking the lines effectively and helping Arsenal control the tempo. But one moment of carelessness in the 72nd minute changed everything. Instead of clearing the ball safely near his own box, he attempted to turn and was immediately dispossessed. Paris Saint-Germain needed no second invitation. With a few quick passes, the ball found Hakimi, who curled a precise strike into the far corner, leaving Ramsdale helpless. It was a costly error, a turning point that shattered Arsenal's hopes. But if Partey's mistake sparked the downfall, then Bukayo Saka's missed chance in the 80th minute was the final blow. With the goal gaping after a misjudged charge from Donnarumma, Saka only needed a calm finish. Instead, his shot soared over the bar, drawing gasps from the crowd and sinking the spirits of his teammates. It was the kind of miss that lingers in the minds of players and fans alike, a golden opportunity, wasted at the worst possible time. Another costly lapse came from Bukayo Saka. Despite a promising first half, the young winger struggled after the break, repeatedly exposed by PSG's counterattacks. His inexperience showed in the 67th minute when he handled the ball in the box, gifting PSG a penalty. Though Vitinha failed to convert, the incident piled pressure on Arsenal, who were already on the back foot. It was a risky call by Mikel Arteta to trust a young player in such a high-stakes match, and it backfired. Finally, Arteta's tactical gamble with long throws from Partey backfired badly. Arsenal attempted 11 long throws into the PSG box, but none led to a goal. In a Champions League semi-final, relying on such a predictable tactic only highlighted their creative struggles against a well-organized Paris defense. After two intense semi-final legs, European football now braces for a Champions League final. Like no other, Paris Saint-Germain versus Inter Milan. It will be the first time these two clubs face each other in a UEFA final, promising a clash of contrasting styles. Simone Inzaghi's Inter Milan represents the classic Italian approach, disciplined, pragmatic, and deadly from set pieces. Meanwhile, Luis Enrique's Paris Saint-Germain has evolved into a fluid, dynamic side, no longer reliant on superstars like Neymar, Mbappe, or Messi. Instead, they're a balanced unit, built around players like Donnarumma, Neves, and Hakimi, ready to step up on the grandest stage. The final in Munich will be a showdown between a team seeking its first European crown and a side determined to reaffirm the enduring strength of Italian football. Will Paris finally lift the Champions League trophy, or will Inter once again prove their resilience on the continental stage?